Stephen, Brendan, roll up, you're out of there. Here's the reason why. Teresa Halbach left a message on Scott Tidish's phone, and Scott Tidish recorded it and sent the message and put it on Barb's machine. Pretty much it. So, Teresa left her message with Scott Tidish. Not Zimmerman or Zimmers. No, Scott Tidish. Here's proof. Mike Wiggard says that the next previous phone call would have been on October 31st at 11:43 to a 920-755-8715, which lists to Stephen Avery. Well, Mark, 920-323-4038 lists to Stephen Avery. In Two Rivers, 920-755-8715 lists to Scott Tidish. 12764 State Highway 147 West Missionot. John Deering, talking about the 1143 call, is an outgoing call to a Missionot number, not Two Rivers. So Deering just said it came from Missionot and not Two Rivers. But yet, Deering says that the 920-755-8715 lists to a Thomas Janda in Two Rivers. But it's a Missionot number, and it's going to Two Rivers. See? Okay. Well, Mark Wiggard attributes Scott Tidish's phone number as being Stephen Avery's in Two Rivers, but John Deering attributes Scott Tidish's phone number correctly as being a Missionot number, but goes on to indicate Thomas L. Janda and Barbara A. Janda in Two Rivers. We got two things happening here. Now here's what's interesting. If it's 11:42, anyway, 11:42, Teresa sends out the voice message. But at the end of the voice message, you hear Monday, 12:25 is when it hit that machine. So it hit Scott Tidish's machine at 11:42, 11:43, and it's on Barb's machine at 12:25. Like I said, roll them up, you're out of there. Now, when we go down Wiggard, and he goes down his phone list, there's no call at 12:25 to Stephen Avery at Stephen's number. But there's 11:42 going to Scott Tidish, and at 12:25 going right into that machine, and that's when Deering filmed and recorded it. So that message was not meant for that machine. That message was sent to Scott Tidish, and Scott Tidish sent it to your sister Barb, your mother. Scott Tidish sent it in. He collected it and sent it in. Bobby's sitting there, he's all awake and shit. He's on the fucking internet doing his shit. And he hears the call come in. He's sitting there listening to the fucking call while he's on the computer. This is Teresa. And that's how everybody frickin' knew that Teresa was coming by, because It went from Teresa, Scott Tidash, to Barb Janda. It'd be nice to have Scott Tidash's phone records, and I'm sure Barb Janda's phone records. There's a 12:25 call coming in from Scott Tidash. Barb Janda's phone records for that time being is going to be her phone number, not Scott's, and Scott's going to call her from his home, which proves that he wasn't up there visiting his mother. Cell phone, I don't know how. No, actually, he's back in his house. He's recording off of the fucking thing, and he's switching it around. He was not up visiting his mother, because at 12:25, Scott Tidash was probably in his mobile home recording Teresa Halbach's voice message and then playing it on Barb Tidash's answering machine. So, now, when Kratz played Teresa's message in court, I'm pretty sure that the Monday 12:25 was cut off the end. That's fraud. You know, Strang and Butane had that information. They had Teresa, they're your lawyers, they had the information. They had the information about the aerial photographs, they had the information about the garage, they had the information about Sky Dash's going to Sky Dash's voicemail and it receiving, and if I can figure it out, why can't these two lawyers figure it out, and would have presented that in court? Because they didn't. They didn't. That would have proven, what, Denny? You could prove somebody else did it? Pretty much. You're not going to get around the fact that Scott Tidash still has that same number to this day. Teresa Halbach called Scott Tidash. Scott Tidash put it on the recorder. It's 100% invaluable fact, which goes straight to factual innocence, brought upon the court. Brought upon the court makes void all the court's orders of no legal effect, as if they've never been issued, and there's no statute of limitations. There it is, the phone record, Scott Tidash's phone number. Plain as day. And yet, the attorneys didn't use it. The attorneys didn't use proof of innocence in the flyover, proof of innocence with the garage, proof of innocence with Teresa's phone call going to Scott Tidash, proof of innocence that Scott Tidash put it on Barbara's phone. Proof. Exhibit 19. Teresa never saw Exhibit 19. She could not have seen Exhibit 19, because if she did see Exhibit 19, she wouldn't need to ask for directions. You know, an address, meet you somewhere, you know, the killing zone, and pretty much that's it for Scott Tidash. You're toast, dude. So, see, yeah, trade places with Scott Tidash. Simple as that. But there's no more better probable cause than the murder victim calling your killer on the phone, and she narked him off by using his phone number at his landline in his house. End of story.